Hello and welcome to the character creation tutorial for Maya. In this video, we will go over the rules you will need to follow as well as best practices when preparing the character in Maya. First, download the add-on from the download section in our documentation. These files need to be extracted into the Maya modules directory. Depending on your operating system, the path is going to be different. After Maya is launched, a new shelf should appear with the validation and exporter icon. In order for your character to pass validation both locally and on the cloud, there are certain rules that need to be followed. All character geometries must be placed in the Geo group. All joints and blend shapes must be placed in a group with the tag body at the end of its name. Characters should be upright and facing the positive z-axis. The character should be positioned in the scene such that the lowest points of its feet are flush with the ground. Make sure that the character is positioned in the T-pose. For more details, please visit pose system page in the documentation. All materials on the character need to be either AI standard surface or AI flat. No other nodes are supported in the shading graph except File node, AI image, Bump 2D, AI Bump 2D, and AI Normal. All textures must be in one of the following formats: PNG, JPEG, TIFF, or EXR. If character has any XGen groom assigned, then there are a couple of rules that need to be followed. For groom to be exported, they need to be converted to interactive grooms. That can be done by selecting all the XGen descriptions in the scene that you want to export it and go to Generate and Convert to Interactive Groom. Material used for hair strands needs to be AI standard hair. When converting XGen descriptions to interactive groom, make sure to also assign the material from description to interactive groom. By default, a newly converted interactive groom will have a default material assigned. When character is finished and scene is prepared for validation and export, you need to initialize the process. To start validation and export, click on the newly added icon in Wonder Dynamics shelf, and a new window like this one should appear. For validation to pass, all steps need to be green. Bear in mind that face geometry and next-gen groom isn't needed for validation to pass. If validation is run for the first time, joint mapping data will be missing, so it needs to be created. Simply click on the joint mapping button and another window will appear. If you followed our naming convention, then you can just click on Auto Assign Bones and mapping will be automatically resolved. Visit the bone naming conventions part of the documentation to see all the supported naming conventions. If you use your own naming convention, then you will need to tell the add-on how to map the bones properly. For validation to pass, only hip bone is needed, but the more bones you map, the better the animation results will be. If character has all the face blend shapes, then you need to add that geometry to the UI and validate it. Face geometry will fail validation if it's not named correctly, or it's missing the correctly named blend shapes. For gaze tracking, eye rotations also need to be mapped. Click on the Eye Rotations Mapping button to open UI for that. You can map as many eyes as you want, 1, 2, or even 3. First assign the eye joint by selecting it and clicking on the plus icon. Then set correct axes for horizontal and vertical rotations. You can't set both to the same axis. Now you need to input threshold for eye rotation. Those thresholds will be maximum rotation in that certain direction. If everything is done correctly, then the status will change to pass. If everything is done correctly, the character will pass validation and can be exported. You choose to export the character with or without XGen. If XGen isn't detected in the scene or no interactive groom is found, then Export with XGen button will be disabled. If some steps didn't pass the validation, they will be marked in red color. If you need more information about the error, you can check the add-on's output terminal by clicking on the following button. Any errors will be marked with error and will usually have a more detailed description of the problem listed there. Same information can also be viewed in Maya Script Editor. Also, you can click on the Help button right next to the failed step and it will direct you to the documentation page where a problem will be described and a possible solution presented. If any of the steps failed, except for face and XGen validation, both export buttons will be disabled. They will be re-enabled only when all crucial validation steps are green or approved. That is pretty much it for the Maya add-on tutorial. I hope this tutorial will help you. If you have any new questions, you can visit our Discord channel and ask them there. Thank you very much and enjoy. Bye.